All right, people, how we doing? It's your boy, Mr. John Bonalo, and I am joined by my brother, Mr. Jordan Enzor. Brother, how we doing?
Doing good, man. To be honest, I'm tired, but we're doing good. What did we do last night?
Oh, we did a lot, man. We went to see Kougaran and a band called the Rock Brigade. They are a tribute to Def Leppard,
Yes.
But not like any other tribute. They don't really, pretend to be the band. They're just paying tribute and homage and all that stuff to the band. It was pretty cool. It's pretty fun. So today we're going to be joined by Niko of the band Kougaran. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about. It's going to be awesome. Jordan, you ready to jump in?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Wow!
Hello.
Hey, Niko, how you doing, brother? It is John from Big Talk and
Jordan from Big Talk.
You are live, my friend. Are you ready?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. We've been excited for this one for a little while here. So yesterday you had a rip-roaring show. Talk to us about it. How are you feeling after that? I mean, that was a positive. The crowd was going crazy. The whole situation was awesome. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was great. It was great just seeing all the people coming out and rocking out at a concert and, just getting out there since the weather's getting better.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we had a great time. John and I were front row center. We don't know if we've ever introduced ourselves to you before, but we were there. We saw the whole thing. We had a great time. We were kind of bummed. We really wanted to hear Sweet Summer Rain.
Yeah.
Really wanted to hear Sweet Summer Rain.
I'm not too mad. We got some amazing songs.
Oh my God.
We got amazing covers. There was a lot of deep cuts in there. Honestly, that was awesome. We were pretty pumped. Sweet Summer Rain is one of our favorites. Obviously, I know
classic.
You know that. But yeah, we've seen you over the years so many times and different variations of the band. I mean, I feel like you guys are as tight as ever now, especially with the new guitarist. I mean, how awesome is that?
It's awesome, man. It took a lot of time to try to get it right, because it's not about just showing up and playing your parts, it's about, the chemistry and also how you are off the court, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, definitely know what you mean.
It's basically like anything else out there. You got to be right in the mind and the body, to do this kind of stuff. And I'm glad it's paying off on the stage, hearing that we're tighter than ever and all that, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys.
Well, and it looks like you guys are having a good time too. I mean, it really looks like you guys have great chemistry up there. I mean, we've seen you, like John said, we've seen you with different lineups over the years, but we really feel like you guys are coming into your own, and it shows on stage, and we can't wait to see you again.
Oh yeah, we've been with you since you guys were a three-piecer. So I mean, this is cool. This is like another new freaking genre.
It's almost like it's come full circle. Interestingly enough, I think when did we see you guys the first time?
Back in 2018.
Janet Gardner of Vixen,
Yes.
right? At the Diesel Lounge.
No, before then we seen them with Steel Heart.
Oh,
I believe it was Steel Heart at the Diesel Lounge main theater. Second time we seen them was with Janet.
Okay.
Absolutely. And both times on fire, had the crowd going, made us fans. Honestly, it was a great experience. One for the books.
Yes, absolutely.
Those shows were a lot of fun. I remember those.
Oh yeah, you guys have played with a lot of big names over the years.
Yeah, we've played with a lot of people.
So let's talk a little bit about your influences, Niko. We want to know what you grew up on. We want to know, where this all started growing up with music.
Okay, right on. Cool. I don't get to talk about that too much, so that's cool. Well, it started off my first rock concert ever was ZZ Top at 6 years old.
Ooh, good one.
Such a great band. Wow.
One of the best.
You know, and then, you know, obviously you gotta learn your standards, you know, Deep Purple, Foreigner, you know, all those kind of bands, Beatles, you know, all that. But it wasn't until I saw The Song Remains the Same live that I was just like, dude, this is the bomb, you know. So Jimmy Page was a huge influence on my guitar playing. I know every guitar player says that, but
yeah, no, for sure.
But no, because unlike a lot of people in my age range, you know, they go more towards the progressive new styles, the very percussive kind of playing and all that. And, you know, like Jimmy Page or Randy Rhoads or a Slash or somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know, I like Neil Schon a lot too, and Santana.
From
Journey.
You know. Great
amazing.
I could name drop a ton of influences, but you know, I like a lot of the bluesy stuff and finger tapping stuff. But really, the guys who know how to take that stuff and make it melodical. You know what I mean?
Okay,
absolutely.
To make it, you know, like, you know, there's a second melody in the song and it takes you to a different place. And then, you know, after the solo, then you're back at the, you know, what's crushing it in the chorus or whatever. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You know, like, I like that kind of stuff. Eric Johnson's really great.
Okay.
You know, and obviously everybody has to say Van Halen if they do finger tapping at that point.
100%.
Right.
100%.
It's almost a
that
given.
Or
But
Steve Lynch from Autograph, you know.
Ooh,
Okay.
Autograph. Okay.
That's a deep cut.
That's a nice one. Okay, I like that.
You know,
all right. I can see
Steve
that.
Actually, all those guys are actually pretty nice guys. I actually met all those guys in Autograph. They're really cool. You know, it depends, you know, because I pick up things from, you know, all sorts of different guitar players. But I like a lot of the, you know, 70s and 80s guitar players. Those guys really, you know how to say something when they play, you know, versus just throwing a bajillion notes at you. I mean, there can be something said for that. Like, I mean, nobody can beat Dragon Force when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Ooh, love Dragon Force.
Yes, I think that
but,
there's
you know, like when it comes to the speed and technique and combining modern tech with that, like I think those guys open the box for that one. But, you know, when it comes to older players, you know, like the guys in the 70s and 80s set the way for what 90s and early 2000s guys would do. And, you know, it's kind of repeating its cycle because people are kind of getting tired of the mega drop tunings and the proggy stuff, and they're kind of dialing it back a little bit more towards like the 70s, 80s kind of sound. It seems to be shifting that way, but I don't know. What do I know?
Well, I think there's a lot of shredders out there right now, right? I think the landscape of social media has brought out a different type of guitar player. However, I think we are coming in on a resurgence of classic rock and roll. I mean, you can say what you want about, you know, a band like Greta Van Fleet. You know, a lot of people talk about them like, you know, they're basically a copy of Led Zeppelin. However, you know, they're bringing rock and roll back, and they've done it in a great way.
You know, I've been saying that for years. You know, people are always mad.
I've played with those guys before they got big. When we were just starting off, when I was back in 2012, you know, and when they were really, really fresh. And I liked what they were doing before they got their Grammy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fair to say.
That was more rock driven. The new stuff, it got a little light for what they were trying to do. after Jimmy Page coming out and saying that he had some involvement with the first bid. You know, something happened with the writing, or some influence happened in the writing that shifted it. It could be their own thing, which is cool, but if they're going to be pushed as a rock band, they need a bit more high energy stuff.
I can see that.
That's
too.
fair to say.
Because they're kind of falling on, like, okay, basically they're kind of making Led Zeppelin 3 albums over and over again. Like, not saying they're copying Zeppelin or anything like that, but they're kind of pulling the whole folk thing, you know, a little much with that. And I'm just like, man, I remember you guys had the fucking Ampegs and the Marshalls and the Gibsons and all that. Like, what's going on?
That's fair.
You know, it's a little confusion from my ears, but, you know, that's just one point of view. But I agree, they did something with the younger generation to stir a bit of a rock resurgence, which is cool.
And that's what we're happy about. We want to see that. We want to see
they started
the young fans.
it, but I'd like to. But instead of one little ripple, I'd like to see multiple ripples.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it's a good start to get the younger people waking up, but you know, there's also Dirty Honey too.
Yes, Dirty Honey, great,
you know,
amazing
band.
band.
And then you got Mammoth, who's a millennial Van Halen.
Yes, exactly. 100%.
So I mean, think about it.
Now,
you know,
I have a question for you. Do you think Mammoth would have been something without ties to Eddie Van Halen?
I think so. But I know Wolfie, you know, I know how superficial this industry can be when it comes to the aesthetics, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
100%.
It'd be a little harder to pull off, you know, because I mean, Wolfie's got a lot of love, if you know what I mean.
Hey, I'm on the same boat as Wolfie. So I feel that I understand.
I think he's a 1 in a million talent as well.
Oh, great. Yeah.
I think so too. I think it's different because he's a millennial and he didn't grow up listening to Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, all that, whereas Dad did with the finger tapping and all the neoclassical evolutions going on with electric guitar. That already happened. He's kind of like his dad if he was more of a songwriter.
Absolutely. Now, Niko, I want to,
because he can do the licks.
Yeah.
He can do the licks all day long.
100%. Niko, I want to backtrack a little bit here. So you said Led Zeppelin was a huge influence. Now, Jordan and I would love to know your favorite Zeppelin song.
That's a tough one.
Yes, it is. And you only get one, so we're going to make it harder on you.
Stairway. Absolutely.
Ooh, okay.
All day, any day. Reason why is because you get every kind of song in one song.
Absolutely.
You get a ballad, you get a softer song, you get jam, you get a big rock, you know, bang out at the end. You know, it's because I mean, I like a lot of it. Like I got most of their vinyl. You know,
you're a collector. We get it. Same way.
You know, like No Quarter Live, like that's great. You know, the whole How the West Is Won album is fantastic as well. You know, the live album. But, you know, Physical Graffiti, that's just a great album right there, too.
It is.
You know, and I mean, Led Zeppelin 1 and 2 is classic. Like, you got to listen to those before you listen to everything else. You know, and
I'm a sucker
Zeppelin
for Full
4.
in the Rain.
That's a great track, man.
It takes you on so many different levels, and it's like almost like a roller coaster. You're like, whoa, where's this going next?
Yeah. Well, and I think that was the interesting thing, too, is we weren't influenced by scenes on screens, you know, and it wasn't all at their fingertips back in the day. They just literally used their imagination.
Oh yeah.
Literally. You know, and I think today there's a little bit of lack of imagination. A little bit today. Because I think it's more of a, you gotta kind of, like, everything in moderation. Like, you don't get wasted at a bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, if you want to be creative, distance yourself a little bit away from technology to stimulate those type of neurons in your brain, you know?
100%. 100%.
It is hard because we live in a digital age right now.
Yes, so we do.
It's everywhere. You almost can't, you really can't escape it. Honestly.
Almost, some would say, a fake world.
Uh-oh.
Exactly.
A little. Yeah, right. We picked up on that.
Because I mean, how much of it feels so pre-scripted what you read versus it actually being like, okay, you know, we're still figuring all this shit out as a human species and all of that, but how much of it just sounds so pre-scripted? Like, really? Is that the only way?
Majority of it. Look at the videos online. I mean, we're addicted. People are addicted. They don't know how to get off their phones. We can't have our phones, you know, like, just plugged up somewhere. They need to be in our hands, you know? It's crazy. It's a crazy world we're living in.
Yeah, like, think about it. The relationships you have and all that kind of stuff. It's just an interesting, brief moment of pause to think about it for a second. You know, it's like, really? Are they listening to what you're saying, or are they more curious about what's on their phone?
That's true.
Are they curious about what's going on? Like, are they walking around in gardens or going camping or visiting friends and those kind of things? Or are they just doing it over a screen or watching a video that's streaming for hours on end, you know?
You know, I remember being a kid and being on my bike pretty much the whole day. Kids don't do that anymore. What do they? They're on their iPads.
I got to play in the woods.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like that anymore.
Tell me about it, man. I remember playing in the woods, roughnecking it, go-karting, you know.
Go-karts.
There we go.
Archery.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You know, because before I moved, because my family is from the metro area, but they moved out to the Goodrich, you know, Ortonville, Grand Blanc, because it was nice and quiet, you know.
Love Grand Blanc.
So, you know, I got a lot of my country out there when I was young, and then we moved back into the metro area when I was a teenager.
So you got best of both worlds.
Yeah, but the best part is I was born in downtown Detroit. Oh.
Yep.
There we go.
Same with me.
Straight up Detroit boy.
Yep.
In the blood.
Right, man?
No other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. Detroit, there's something to be said within the music scene. I mean, look, you guys are doing it. You guys, one of the best in the scene.
But it can be rewarding when you put the work in and the patience and time.
Well,
not impossible, because it's not as much as a music city as like Nashville or LA or anything like that anymore. However, there are local people that do good work and are stimulating the scene around here. And if you, for any musicians, you know, that are new listening, if you get through the muck and get through the mud, put the work in and play good shows and just put out good stuff in general, like, you know, give it a little time and it'll grow. You know, it's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, it'll come.
100%.
You know.
Also, that could be said about Wayne's World.
That's okay. If you book them, they will come.
If you book them, they will come.
Yeah, that's
now,
pretty good.
Niko, who are your favorite bands in the scene right now? I mean, other than, you know, obviously Kougaran, you know, one of our favorites, which is your band that you front. What are the other bands that you're kind of like, whoa, they're doing it too? They're just like us.
I would say on the younger metal end, and I'm not talking metalcore. I'm talking metal.
Straight up metal.
You know, I would say Noah Polston with how do you pronounce her name? Cyanide.
Okay, Cyanide. I've
Cyanide.
heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want your metal fix, I would go check him out because I'm more of a rocker guy and I finger tap and shred a little bit, but I mean, like, if you just want total brutal metal, like you're a hardcore metalist, you know, I would check him out.
Okay.
He's pretty sweet.
Cool. I'm going to throw it on my list.
You know, and on the older spectrum, nothing bad about it either because, you know, the older musicians have been in it longer.
We're all going to get old. We're all going to get old.
You can't escape
exactly.
it.
I would say that's a tough one. My friend Jason Kane in The Lying Within, he's a really, really good guitar player. You know, he was brought up at Wayne and did jazz studies. He's a phenomenal guy and phenomenal person. But, you know, he's doing some really cool stuff, too. And then, you know, Fatal Conceit's doing cool stuff, you know, out there, West Side, you know. They're doing some cool stuff. I know my girlfriend did Joe Blake's wedding, you know,
okay.
before
awesome.
our show yesterday.
Yes.
I actually would have been there, but I had a show to do.
When duty calls.
But they're, yeah, exactly. You know, that's happened on more occasions than I'd like to say, but...
That just shows you're dedicated to the scene and you're dedicated to the music, and we can appreciate that.
Now,
you know, and then on the non-original, well, and then there's, you know, I got a friend, Bob Monteleone, and he does a whole bunch of stuff, you know, and Eric Blundell as well. You know, some of my colleagues at Music Maker, you know, where I teach in Shelby Township, you know, they're in a mixed various bag of things because they're vets, you know, they're like, you know, they're a bit older than me, but they've been around forever. Some of them even local legends, if you would say. You know.
That's pretty cool. We like local legends.
Love local legends. We know a few ourselves. So this brings us into something else. So we want to know the origin of the name Kougaran and where it originated. And also we have questions about the logo too, which we love. So if you could give us, you know, a little bit of history on that, it would be awesome. I know Jordan's been foaming at the mouth for it.
Yeah, we got to know.
Okay, so you know the South African gold coin, the Kougaran?
I do not think I've ever heard of that.
Me either.
Okay, well, it's an old Detroit legend my dad told me. And, he backstory on him. He did PR for Bittersweet Alley back in the early 80s.
Okay.
Cool. Hey.
Which is like The Look and Toby Red and all them, DC Drive, Adrenaline, all that kind of stuff,
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it was around the time when, I know Coleman Young was, the name was still relevant, around that time. And the story is he tried to smuggle a ton of those coins, which each coin was like $5,000 a piece, because they're rare, pure gold, you get what I mean. And he got busted on the Ambassador Bridge.
Oh, no. Dang.
Yeah. And we were thinking about rock and roll, and we were like, well, there aren't a lot of bands like us out there. And when you find a good rock and roll band, it's kind of like one of those.
It's like a Kougaran.
It's like a Kougaran.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might not be the best rock band in the world, but they're unicorns. And when you find them, they're phenomenal.
Hell yeah. And that's the thing we love about you guys. You're always just doing it, and you're always just ripping it up on stage. And we don't see you nearly enough. We want to see you guys more, to be completely honest. Jordan and I talk about it all the time. Like, hey, where's Kougaran playing?
Well, yeah, follow us. We're constantly working on dates but making sure it's right for all parties, of course.
Absolutely.
But if you follow our website, we'll post dates there and our social media pages, but mostly on the website. We post most of our instant updates there, and then the trickle effect through the social media pages.
Okay.
Well, it's awesome now we know the origin, and that logo, I'm guessing, is the coin, the Kougaran coin.
Kind of, yeah.
So cool.
And then also, too, I forgot some of the letters where I found them in the logo, but you can put all of the band's letters from the name in the logo.
Oh,
okay.
I like that.
I feel like I've seen letters in it before.
So for anybody looking for a puzzle, have fun with that.
Yeah,
okay.
let that run wild in your heads for a second. That's pretty cool. One of our favorite logos for sure, and a little Gene Simmons action. What I think you guys should do is maybe get some gold coins made and throw them at the people.
That would be pretty tight. Get a bunch of those chocolate coins.
Oh, that'd be sick. A little marketing tool right there.
Hell yeah.
People would just buy that up.
They're like, dude, you should make Kougaran logo coins, and then make them chocolate so people eat a bunch of candy.
That's awesome.
There's going to be a lot of us wolfies out there.
And then somebody can go, chocolate.
Exactly.
Chocolate.
Exactly.
Chocolate.
Now, we would like to we'd like to know, well, now we know the origin of the name and the logo. We'd like to know the origin of the band. How did the band come about?
Yes, that's a great question, Jordan.
Okay. Well, it came about because me and my brother, after me going through, because, my guitar playing was always, just kind of quite advanced for my age. I'm not trying to sound cocky about it or anything, but, even my teachers were like, well, you're playing, 5, 6, 7 years above your age range.
Yeah.
I was that kid. Constant guitar. I was like, guitar.
Oh, yeah. It becomes an obsession.
Yeah, and by the time I was about 17 or 18, whether it be a School of Rock program or some kind of basement incarnation band, I've been through about 6 or 7 of those at that point, while being in school, doing all the band programs and all that stuff.
Yeah, just running through all of it, yeah.
So I was already gigging by 13, not paid gigs, but little festival, town festival stuff, and little theater programs and that kind of thing, little school battle bands and that kind of thing. Still, there's 50 to 150 people, and I just kind of looked at my brother who was playing drums and piano and stuff. I'm like, oh, we just form a basement project. Just me and you, and we'll add people, instead of just joining other people's stuff. After everything those projects fell apart, to say, screw it, I'll do it myself attitude.
Of course, yeah. It's something you got to do.
Yeah, and we were just kind of messing around with it. Then I got accepted to music college, at Columbia College, Chicago. I was like, okay, I'm doing this for real now. I should probably make a real band now,
That's pretty impressive too, though.
Yeah, and thank you very much. And I was just thinking to myself, I gotta form a real band, okay? And so I spent about a year finding people, or at least a very early incarnation, and didn't do the whole track mix master put out on Bandcamp, any of that. No, we were just cutting a demo, calling it a demo EP, literally just tracking and light mixing and because when you're 19, you don't need to do all that kind of stuff yet.
Yeah, so, you just want to get out there.
You just want to rock and roll and party every day.
Exactly. And, and that's how we did it, playing 20-person rooms in Romeo, Michigan, and, on outskirts like that, and kind of just kept working our way inward over the years. And, of course, members came and went, Some friendships still established, some I never heard from ever again. But I wish everybody very well, anybody who's outside of it now, but
that's good.
That just comes with the music industry. People come and go, and you just gotta move forward. For anybody new or who's currently dealing with that stuff, you just gotta keep moving forward. Doesn't matter what you do, you just got to keep pushing forward. Whether you continue your bands or join other projects, you just got to keep moving forward.
Now the current lineup of Kougaran, the last time we saw you guys, like we said earlier, it was a 3-piece. However, we were originally a 4-piece, so you saw a regression period. Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Okay, so we didn't know that.
We didn't know that, no, because...
Wow.
Because we started in late 2012, early 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, we had no idea. We always thought you were just a 3-piecer. I mean, the years we've seen you, it's always been 3.
But it was fun though. Like being a 3-piece was a lot of fun because you didn't have to deal with the guitars washing back and forth.
Oh yeah.
However, when you got 2 guitars locked in and it sounds perfect stereo.
Oh yeah. Well, you guys were doing that last night. I mean, it sounded big. It sounded great. Dude. It sounded awesome.
Dude, it sounded so cool. Like I heard some video footage of the concert last night, and I was just like, dude, that sounds wide.
I mean, listen.
We have some.
We were front row. John's got some great video of it. We'll have to post it up or send it to you or something.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we had a great time. And like we said earlier, it was good to see you guys up there. It looked like you all were sharing all the stage space and having a good time. And another thing is you guys all have your own styles.
A good night that night. Everybody was in good spirits. Everyone was geeked for that show. Like there was a bit of pep in everyone's step that night. So I'll certainly say, 110% that was a great show last night. Like normally we're excited about all of our shows, but we all just kind of had that extra pep.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. John, you were about to say something?
Oh yeah. I mean, it just seems like everyone has their own style up there, and it's just like, man, it's just so good to see. And it's like everyone's just jamming, having a good time. Rhythms being laid down. Niko's killing it, on the vocals, solos. The drums are just, everything is locked in.
Gino's back there in the pocket.
Yep, oh, yeah. Right in the pocket. The band just sounded huge.
It was funny. We were rehearsing. We were just doing a quick run through earlier that day. We're just like, I look at Gino and I go, dude, screw you. You've gotten so pocket lately. It's ridiculous. I don't have to think about keeping time because I know exactly where it is. And he just laughs at me.
He resigns in the pocket now.
Oh yeah, he is the embodiment of a troll.
I like that. I like that.
Be forewarned. Like if he knows you, instead of saying hello, he'll just flip you off.
We are the same way.
We're the same exact way.
We do that to people all the time.
We'll have to get him on here one day with you two, Niko. Do a second one of these as well. So my question for you is the new album. What's next? What's coming? What do we have to look?
You guys have been teasing a music video and new music for a while now.
We've got our EP coming out with the music video.
Yes, okay. This is what we like to hear.
Now, you guys went to LA to work on this project. Am I correct in saying that?
They did. I did see that. Yep.
How was that?
That was great, man. It was absolutely fantastic. You know, I met my friend Mark through gigs over the years. I won't name the band he's in, but or was in, or I'm not sure. But I won't name what he was working on.
That's going to drive us a little crazy, Mark.
Mark Wayland.
Ooh, okay.
And, you know, we were gigging, and, you know, he did the mixing on, you know, previous stuff. And he's like, dude, why don't you guys come out to LA and let's cut a proper EP? And I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do it. A couple of years later, we finally got the right lineup and the cash to do it, and we did it.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
You know, went out there, you know, did the tracking live like an old school record.
Ooh, that's cool.
So you guys captured the real chemistry on tape.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we did everything analog but tape.
Okay.
Okay, I like that.
So the whole process of it, you know, instead of it being a tape machine, it was just done on the DAW.
So that's why it's sounding so good. All right. I mean, we're excited for it.
But everything else that was hooked into the DAW was analog, like everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Hell yeah.
You know, like I was using a vintage Marshall record, you know, that was modded by Wagner.
Ooh, okay.
You know, who owns Wagner amps, you know, with the Ubershaw and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You know, like $4,000, like boutique kind of high gain amps.
That's some expensive stuff right there.
I know, just like those Dr. Z's, you know, just all boutique stuff.
It's OG though, like from late.
That's old school. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
different
axe?
Dimension.
What's your favorite axe you're playing right now? Your favorite guitar?
The one I bought when I was 18. The Les Paul you guys saw last night.
The blue one?
Ooh,
okay.
The beauty?
Yeah.
I believe you played that the last time we saw you too.
He did.
I feel like actually every time we've seen you, you've had that.
Do you have a special name for it?
Yeah. No, it's just my number one.
We'll take that.
You know,
we'll take that as a name for
I
it.
got, you know, and I got, you know, a Schecter Hellraiser. I got a 2007 60s Mexican Strat, you know, with the cream pick guard.
Ooh, okay.
And tri-burst, you know, with a rosewood fingerboard. That's really nice. I got a Gibson G45 acoustic, you know, all walnut with a Sitka spruce top.
Okay.
And I'm currently upgrading my Floyd Rose on a Kramer Pacer that I got.
Oh, love Pacers. Hell yeah.
In the radio metallic blue with white.
I'm a Kramer guy, so anything Kramer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the Pacer Classic in blue. I'm just upgrading the trem on it.
Nice.
Waiting to get that cash together and then drop a D-tuna in that thing.
There you go.
That's going to be sick.
All right, that's going to be a sick puppy.
Hell yeah. I'm so ready to see that once you pull that one out live. So what's your favorite track on this new album that's about to drop?
Oh, that's hard. I like all the songs for specific reasons. You know, because I'm musically ADD. You know, I like heavy stuff. That. I like softer tunes. If you guys like Sweet Summer Rain, you guys will like Fly Free.
Okay. We are.
Yeah, if you guys like that song, you'll like Fly Free. That's coming out on this EP.
We love Sweet Summer Rain, and that almost brings us into our next question here.
And I'll give you guys this because you know, the lead track is quite unique because when we were tracking that song, Mark looked at me and he's like, "Bro, we need to give it a little lift of some kind. And I go, should I just kind of pull like some November Rain kind of crap and
hell yeah,
just kind of like comp some lead lines, not a solo, but more like comp lines, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, let's see what that does. And one take. That's all we needed.
Ooh,
one take. Laid
okay.
down some fire.
Some straight fire.
Completely improvised.
One take. Holy shit.
On the spot. So I think you guys will like that tune.
Okay.
Yeah, we're excited. We can't wait.
Looking forward to hearing it.
That being said, we need to know, being fans of Sweet Summer Rain, as you were just talking about, we want to know the story behind it. We want to know everything. It's just one of our favorite songs.
Okay. Well, you know how, society in general, the surface level society just has all these expectations and surface level questions, about your life. Like, oh, what's your pay? What's your job? Do you have a house? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I noticed the problem with our generation is we grew up too fast.
Oh, yeah, way too fast.
A little too fast. And, I see some of my friends, not to drop names or anything, but I look at pictures and I'm like, guys, you're already heavy salt and peppering. Like, what are you guys doing?
It happens. I'm already getting some gray in my beard,
I'm looking right at John.
I'm already getting a little gray in my beard. Oh. Jordan's looking pretty beat, just it happens with time.
I know. I dye my hair black, though, so you can't see it.
I'm just messing with you, Jordan.
What I say about it, though, is, I think about the circumstances of things right now, and it applies today because it's like, you could literally work your life and stress away for a little bit of something or actually do what you want.
Yeah.
And actually be happy. And not pre-age like a lot of people right now. Like, it kind of hit me the other day when I heard somebody else in our age range die too quick, and I'm just like, dude, we're dropping like boomers.
It's
baby
happening,
boomers, man.
It's scary. It's very scary.
Even one of our heroes just passed away. Yeah, even one of our
not normal.
Yeah, it's out of control. Even one of our heroes just passed away. CJ Snare of Firehouse.
Oh man, that one hurt real bad.
It's just life is moving so fast. The older we get, the faster it goes, and it's pretty wild.
Yeah. But it's got to be something they're putting in the air, man. I don't know.
It's quite possible.
I would say something like that. You never know.
That's the thing. You don't. In the food, you never know if they're putting something.
What do they put in our? Well, we know they're putting a lot of shit in our food.
Oh yeah.
Let's be honest.
You don't know what Big Daddy Deep State's doing.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
doing a lot. I'll tell you that much.
And Big Daddy Deep State goes deep, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Would you say, Niko, not to get political, but would you say balls deep?
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby. Oh, Niko. We knew we loved you.
Oh, man.
Now,
but I'm just saying, if people actually just followed their hearts, and did what they wanted to do, and I'm not saying like in a lazy way, but what I'm saying is, if they just took on their inspiration and did something with that spark, I think that a lot of people would live a lot more fulfilling lives instead of living in a pecking order. You know what I mean?
100%.
But hey, you know what?
Because what's more stressful, the work or having to play the keep up with the Joneses, henpecking, kind of crap that people deal with nowadays? Oh, look at how they trim their shrubs. Like, okay. Oh, yeah, I took my wife or girlfriend to this place for vacation. Okay, who cares?
Yeah,
great.
Who gives a
cool.
shit?
Have a drink for me. Have a drink for me. That's great. Cool.
Yeah, there we go.
We're happy you went to Frankenmuth. Tell us all about it.
Oh my God.
Hey, y'all went to Bronner's and got some Christmas ornaments.
It's July. It's the middle of July. What are you doing? Man. Oh, I do love Bronner's though.
Everyone playing the status quo game, and it's just like, who cares right now? The only people who are winning are like Elon Musk. So it's like, be real here.
Yeah.
Status quo.
Yeah. I mean,
people want to talk about that stuff. That's what Sweet Summer Rain is about, is just against the grain like that. Like happiness is truly a state of mind nowadays versus looking at your pocketbook or looking at what you own or your ego complex thinks they own,
Yeah, I love that song. It almost reminds me of that Tesla song, Signs, but in a different way. Yeah. In a totally different way. There's just something so cool, so 90s.
Never even thought of that.
You never dude, I always thought you did. I mean, there's something about it that I'm just like, whoa, I like this song a lot. I really love that song. Yeah.
It makes you think about things, certainly makes you think.
Can we possibly get it on the next show? I'm just asking. You don't have to. Oh man, that'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah, not the Freddy's show, because that one's going to be a little intense.
No worries, whenever.
But I'm thinking, if you guys come up to Cool Fest up in Flint or Grand Blanc area.
Yeah, it's not too far.
It's out in the woods. Because it's out in the woods and all that kind of stuff, I might do it there.
Might be the perfect place for it.
Ooh, okay.
You guys are getting the inside.
Because literally it's out in nature, on like 5 acres of land. It's like a Woodstock kind of thing. There's like a pond and stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm bringing my tent.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Because you can camp there and stuff. I'm bringing my tent for the weekend.
So it's like
because I like to get out. I like to get out of the city and metro area, and I like to get my head out of there and get in the nature, in the summertime.
So it's like an actual. It's almost like a outdoor festival.
Yeah, I've heard of it. My buddy's band, I believe, has played it before. Timmy's Organism out of Hamtramck. I believe they've played it once or twice. So
I have no idea.
Oh, and my buddy, I believe Craig Brown has played it. I think he brought that up to me once.
Cool Fest.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
have to look it up.
Cool. But always be on the lookout for dates though, because it's funny because people go, "Hey, can you do the show?" And we'll be like, "Oh crap, it's about a month away. What you're planning for this?"
Yeah.
So
you gotta know.
But
we get hit with opportunities all the time, so we'll keep you guys updated as well.
We're excited.
Please do.
And we'll keep the Big Talk Nation. Big Talk Nation's getting an insider scoop. If you guys show up to that fest, you are possibly going to hear Sweet Summer Rain. And we'll be there too, so we get to all hang out together. Right, Jordan?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what we want.
Now, Niko, if there's something you want the Big Talk Nation to know about, want to plug anything, let them know right now. Here's your chance, let the world know.
All right. Well, it's getting wild out there in music, and it's getting like anything goes, but nothing goes at the same time. So if you really want to help us out or any of your other favorite independent bands. I'll call them that because local, regional, national, it don't matter anymore because the name of the game, it's so different. One person could be a local one year, another year they're playing Monsters of Rock or something,
Hell yeah.
I see it as, go support your indie bands or bands like us, Kougaran, by going to their website, listening to their music on any platform that you got, putting them in your playlist, to to show the computers that people are listening. Because at the end of the day, that's what all the gig gatekeepers are looking at, is all their numbers.
Yes.
So you could pack a crowd and have a total ghost crew that shows up and packs the place, but if people don't see it, the number counters, I'll put it that way. If they don't see it, you won't get gigs.
Yes, 100%.
That's the brutal truth of it.
Okay.
So if you dig what we do and you dig other bands and you see that they got new music or you really like a specific song, put it in your rotations, check out their merch, check out their websites, their videos,
Always support. Always support.
Yeah, that's the big thing, nowadays, because, there's still labels and a quote-unquote industry and all of that, but it's all Wild West, And the bands that survive are the bands that have fans show up, that actually enjoy what they do.
Yes, absolutely.
And considering that, not a lot of people get out anymore, it matters more than ever, to, go support your favorite artists.
Yes. And that's what we always do. We always support our favorite local artists.
Hint to everybody, the tour that they're on could always be their last.
Ooh, very.
That's fair.
That's 100% true. And that is something Jordan and I always think about. That's why we always make it a point to go and see our favorite bands. That being said, we are going to start wrapping up here. Niko, we've had an amazing time getting to know you, get to talk to you. We have 3 rapid questions we're going to hit you with. I hope you're ready for this. Are you ready?
Exactly.
You ready, my friend?
Rapid fire me, bro.
All right, my friend. First one is going to be Ozzy or Lemmy.
Is there a third option?
Okay.
There's not a third option.
Let's switch it up really fast. The Beatles or the Stones?
Damn it.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one.
That's a hard one.
Would you rather go back to the last one?
Would you want to go back to the first one we hit you?
I suppose Ozzy, because I'm getting more in the Motorhead now.
Okay.
Or now
That's
that
fair.
that I've gone through and listened to the Ozzies and the Slashes and all that. I take time. I take a good couple years to listen to iconic, or I would say historical at this point, musicians, and really dissect what they really brought to the picture.
So, Jordan, we're going to revisit this question in a year from now to see what he's brushed up on and see if his answer's still the same. He is with Ozzy right now. Now, let's go back to that Beatles or the Stones. Let's see what you're feeling there.
Because I studied both of them.
Ooh, it's going to be a hard one.
I'm going to go with... Oh, man, that's tough. Because I'm more of a Paul McCartney and a Keith Richards fan than I am a Mick Jagger and a John Lennon fan. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
But if I was to break the tie, I would say the Stones.
Okay, all right. And that's usually my pick. Jordan, what would you say on that one?
I'm going to be real honest with you. I might lose fans for this. I'm really not huge on either of them.
Oh,
you can say both or neither?
Yeah.
I didn't think you could, but Jordan just made that up.
Neither. I didn't. I just made that up. I don't know, man. I would like to think that Oh, fuck. This is tough because, like, I don't know either of them really.
Now it's on you, fool.
Well, I know because, like, I never listened to either of them really.
Hey, Niko, check out this poser over here.
This guy's a phony.
Poser.
I will say I will go with Beatles because of the impact they had on music as a whole. I think the Rolling Stones were great. I don't think they had as big of a impact on music as the Beatles did. And
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
Niko,
because they had more song forms. They brought more different types of songs to the table.
What we should have asked him was Creed or Nickelback, and then he could have gave you an answer.
I'll say Nickelback all the way, baby.
Jordan is sick in the head a little bit. Jordan's a little sick. Now, Jordan, hit him with the next question.
All right, I got another question for you. Pizza or burgers?
Oh, man. I'm a glutton for both. I'm a glutton for both because I know the good pizza and burger joints in town.
Okay.
Let's say you can only have one for the rest of your life. Let's get a little crazy here. Desert Island kind of deal.
Oh my God. Pizza or burgers if I was on a desert island and that was it.
That's it.
For some miraculous reason there was either choice
Are
on the island.
toppings included or excluded?
Included.
We'll give you that.
Included?
In any way you want it.
Okay.
No sides, no breadsticks, no fries. It's pizza or burgers.
Then you know what? I got a question. Can the patty because the notion of a burger, can the patty not be beef?
Of course. It could be anything you want it to be.
Ooh, then that's an interesting one. Okay. I'll answer it in two ways.
Okay.
To be more health conscientious, because depending on the bread or the grain that you use to make the dough of the pizza could actually be just as dynamic as a burger with health benefits of having more vegetable toppings. Because I'm old school Italian and I know that kind of stuff. However, a burger, though, you could have it be a chicken patty, a mushroom patty, a turkey patty.
Any way you want it, yep.
And any toppings, or you could literally do it as a lettuce wrap burger, like the unbunned burger with just lettuce
the bunless,
and stuff. Like
yep.
you could do that. So if I didn't give a shit, I'd go with the burgers. If I was a little more on the health end, and also because the pizza, you can have it more than just one day.
Yep.
Yeah.
As well.
Huh.
And if I was in a survival mode and food I had was attrition and I had to really watch how I made food and all that, I'd probably go with the pizza because depending on what you put on the topping of a pizza, you don't have to necessarily refrigerate it.
That's true. Pizza, sometimes it's good left out. Just saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and
eat it
could
cold?
have more the next day.
That's true. So pizza is the choice.
Pizza. Yeah, it would be pizza.
What about you, John?
I'm going pizza. I'm a pizza guy. Jordan, I'm pretty sure I know where he's going to go with this. Hit him with it.
I'm doing bacon burger all day, dude.
Day.
I am a fiend for bacon burgers.
Always eating a burger. Now, we got one last one for you. And this one could go hand in hand with the last one. Desert Island. You get only one option. Pepsi or Coke. Are you a Pepsi guy or are you a Coke guy? Or are you neither?
Coke all day long.
Coke all day.
Dang, okay.
Hey, Coke is a rock star move.
Why is I remember when the Coke glass bottles taste absolutely legit, and they don't seem as acidic as canned Coke.
That is absolutely true.
And when you get a really, really good Coke, you don't get that overly sweet thing that Pepsi does. Okay. You get a proper tasting cola flavor.
100%.
They were the OG.
They're the original. Original. 100%.
I mean, come on. Look at that polar bear, man.
That is true. Now, Niko, we have appreciated you coming onto the show, talking to us, telling us about, we've had all these questions for years and we've been wanting to know, and you've clarified so many of them. We look forward to having you back again. I know I had a great time. I know Jordan did as well.
We had a great time. Absolutely.
Niko, brother, thank you again. We'll talk to you soon. How does that sound?
That sounds fantastic, man. Thank you guys so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
And really quick, where can the people find you?
You can find us on our website. So if you just spell our name, Kougaran, KOUGARAN.com. And you can find that on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. And then Apple and Spotify.
Perfect. Awesome. People, we will be linking this up. We will be having these on all of our social platforms. So, stay tuned. All right, my friend. Have a good one. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Niko.
Thank you, Niko. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. You're the man. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
See you guys.
Take it easy.
All right, guys, that was Niko from Kougaran, one of our favorite local bands from the Detroit scene.
Hell yeah. And, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was nice to, the first time we saw them was like we said earlier, 2018. It was nice to finally get, the story behind the name and the story behind the logo.
Sweet Summer Rain, the story behind that. I mean, that's something we've been wondering for years.
We've been talking about this song ever since we heard it
We've been singing the song ever since we heard it for the first time.
Sweet Summer Rain.
Sweet Summer Rain.
Now, speaking of Sweet Summer Rain.
Can I get a little Sweet Summer Rain yell? Oh! Sweet Summer Rain.
Sweet Summer Rain. Now, speaking of Sweet Summer Rain, we have a very, very special surprise for you guys. If you've been listening to our last couple episodes, you'll know that we've been ending our episodes with a little bit of song kind of related to who we've been talking to. And this episode will be closed out by Sweet Summer Rain by Kougaran, and we hope you enjoy it. John, what do you got to say about that?
I got a lot to say about that.
Okay, say it.
I just did. Hit it! Whoa!
People ask, what am I doing today? All I say, I'm sitting in my backyard. People ask, why don't you go out anyway? Maybe I will or I won't, but who's to say? What if I want to watch the birds fly in the sky? What if I want to watch the flowers blossom today in the sweet summer rain? Oh, in the sweet summer rain. People ask, do I have a lover? All I say, how do you define love? People ask, what is your status quotient? All I say, why does it even matter? People ask, what are you doing with your life? I'm keeping on and going my way in the sweet summer rain. Oh, in What am I doing today? All I say, I'm sitting in my backyard. People ask, why don't you go out anyway? Maybe I will or I won't, but who's to say? What if I wanna watch the birds fly in the sky? What if I wanna watch the flowers blossom today in the sweet summer rain?